Welcome to another episode of Money Moves with Debt Rescue, the channel where we help you move your money in the right direction so that you can become financially fit. This week's topic is, how do you become financially fit? What do you need to do to plan to make sure that your future is financially fit? What changes can you make? What ideas can you bring in? What things do you need to look at if you want to become financially fit in the future? Being financially fit means that you know exactly where your money is going. You know what's coming in, you know what's going out, and you know why it's going out. And even better, if you need to make some changes, how you do that. This means that you know things like your credit score, how to get it, how to improve it, your budget, where your opportunities are, where changes are required, and all kinds of things that relate specifically to your personal finances. So let's look at 10 tips of how you can become financially fit. Please download the Financially Fit checklist. Links are in the description below, and let us know where you are and how you think you can make your financial situation better. So the Financially Fit checklist involves 10 items. In each column in the Financially Fit tick list, you can tick either yes or no. The first thing is, do you have a budget in place? Number 2, do you spend less than you earn? Meaning that you have your spending, whether it be expenses or debt, is under control and you can cover all of your expenses. Tip number 3 is, do you have financial goals in place? Do you know what you would like to achieve? Tip number 4, do you feel in control of your money? Number 5, are your debt repayments up to date? In other words, you are not behind on any of your minimum required payments. Tip number 6, do you have a savings account dedicated to emergency savings or your actual savings for your future plans? Tip number 7, do you have investments? Number 8, is there currently a surplus money in your pocket or in your bank account? Number 9, do you know how to manage financially if inflation rises again? And number 10, do you make a point to learn about great money moves to make your finances grow? If you answered yes to all 10, you can tap yourself on the back and know that you are financially in tip-top shape. If you answered no to any of them, then perhaps it's time that you make some different money moves and increase your financial health. So let's talk about each of these items on our checklist. Let's start with budgeting. We've discussed budgeting in previous videos, but the important thing to always remember is when you set up a budget, there's 3 specific columns you need to have. The first one is your income, what arrives in your bank when you get your salary at the end of the month. The second column is your living expenses, so this is your food, your transport, school fees, rent, and so forth. And your third column is your debt, so this would be your home loan, vehicle, store cards, personal loans, and so forth. And if you deduct your expenses from your income, what is left needs to be able to cover at least your monthly minimum installments that is required to pay towards your debt. The second item is obviously, do you spend less than what you earn? Your budget's obviously going to be your guide here, and when you're setting up that budget, that you look towards items such as your expenses, which you can obviously also use your bank statement for, to see where the opportunities are to make sure that you spend less than you earn if you don't already do so. The third item is financial goal setting. It's important to know that at the end of the day, for you, when you take control of your finances, to know that you are working towards a specific goal. This could be a short, medium, or long-term one, anything from buying an item that might take you a couple of months to save for, or saving towards a deposit for a house in the long term. The fourth point is knowing whether you feel in control of your finances. And again, your budget is the perfect place to show you this. If you have everything under control, meaning that you can cover your expenses and your debt, you know you are financially fit and in control thereof. And if not, that you know where your opportunities are to make the changes. The next point is whether you have let any of your debt repayments lapsed. An important point here is to go and look at your credit report. Your credit report will give you a very good indication of what your status is on your accounts if maybe you've lost track. And obviously to make sure that you get to the point where all of your payments are made monthly, on time, and at least the minimum amount as required. The next one is to make sure that you have an emergency fund. Part of your budget planning needs to include a section where you save for emergencies. And emergencies could be anything like having your vehicle serviced, replacing the tires on your car, Or maybe if your geyser might burst and you need to do some repairs, that you have the funds available and do not need to incur credit to pay for such. The next tick box item is investments. This is where we start looking long term into the future of where we invest money that we are saving towards perhaps when we are looking at retirement and so forth, that our money is sitting in areas where it's safe but also gathering interest and growing for the future. The next item is to check, do we actually still have money left in our bank account at this point? A lot of people are not making it between paydays from one to the next because obviously life expenses have gotten quite high and out of control in the last couple of months. But if we can make sure that there is still money to last us for the rest of this month, that we are moving in the right direction. The next item is making sure that when we're looking at our budget, that we know that if inflation were to increase, that obviously the cost of living increases and the cost of goods, and also possibly even interest rate hikes are going to happen because of inflation rising, that we know that we have sufficient funds in our savings and enough breathing room in our budget that we can deal with those. By watching this video, you've already taken the first step towards becoming financially fit, learning more about it and seeing where the opportunities are for you to move forward. Thank you for joining us in another episode of Money Moves with Debt Rescue, the channel where we help you look after your financial circumstances and help your money move in the right direction for your financial future improvement. Please remember to like our channel, please subscribe to it, and please do leave us comments in the comment box below so that we know what topics you'd like us to cover in the future.